Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey everybody, it's Zach, aka Zach's Reviews, and we are back again with another video. Today's video is about WandaVision episode 4. This episode was super good. We get a lot more insight of what's going on outside the barrier along with inside the barrier. So this episode starts off with pretty much Monica Rambeau popping back in a hospital, and people are blipping back into present day, like from the 5 years later. So you know, it looks like so pretty much the Avengers just won against Thanos, and people are popping back in, and everybody's rushing around the hospital, wanting to call their family, and Monica's looking. It seems like she's looking for her mom. And she goes to the doctor and says, "Oh, you know, where's my mom? Where's my mom?" And essentially, the doctor said that where have you been? Where have you been? Like, you've been gone for like 5 years. And she's like, "What are you talking about? Like, what happened? What happened?" And she's like, "Where's my mom?" And the doctor's like, "She died 3 years ago." And she just Monica just couldn't process that happened, and she's been gone for that long. And she's like, "I just went to sleep. How did that happen?" And she finds out about all the Avengers stuff, I'm assuming, because I think the doctor tells her. And she ends up going to work because she works at Sword. And Sword was the person that made Sword was Maria Rambeau, Monica's mom, that she made the company Sword. So then what we see happen is her going in, and the guy that she runs into says that, you know, "You didn't have to come back here, you know, I didn't expect you to come back so soon." And she's like, "No, I want to get back into work, I want to be here." And he's like, "Yeah, I can expect that from you." And it's funny because they called her Captain Rambeau. So I thought that was funny because I guess she's a captain too. I guess she has stuff to do with the space program, same as her mom. I guess her mom got into all the space stuff because, you know, she met, you know, Captain Marvel and her mom. So it makes sense that, you know, she would start that up. And we just see a lot more of, she is grounded, so she can't do any flying missions, but the guy wants her to go on this FBI this FBI situation that's going on right now in the town of where, you know, Wanda is in that like barrier. So she wants her to meet up with Jimmy Woo, and she ends up being there, and he says to her like, you know, "Nice to see you. It's nice to meet you." And she's like, "Yeah, what's going on here?" And I guess the sheriff of the town said that the place doesn't exist, but yet the sign was right there saying it existed right there. I guess the barrier, they made it so everybody on the outside wouldn't know it exists, the place, so no one would like try to like mess with the programming of the barrier. But Jimmy clearly knows that place exists and something is going wrong. Same with Monica. So I guess it goes to only an extent of people that like know about the town, or lived around the town. So it's not outside so far to a point I guess it reaches so that it can't affect people. So then we have Monica trying to fly a drone inside to see what's going on, and the drone disappears, and she walks up to the barrier, tries touching it. And Jimmy's like, "Yo, be careful, you know, don't touch it, you know." And then next thing you know, she gets sucked in. And then the whole Sword and FBI and everybody gets called in, starts setting up camp, trying to figure out what's going on in the barrier. Why can't people outside the barrier, some people not remember that there was a town there. And it's so funny because then there's a moment where they call in Darcy. Darcy's in a truck full of like different specialists of people, and she asks this one guy, you know, what's your profession? Why are you here or whatever? And he didn't even respond. He's like, I can't even tell you that. And everybody else, when she asked, told them what their specialty was and what field they were in. And right when he tried saying it, she's like, "I don't care anymore." It was funny. It's just so nice to see Darcy back. I really liked that character in the Thor movies, and I'm kind of happy that they're bringing her back, and I'm happy that eventually we're going to get Jane back in the next Thor movie. So we're really getting back into those, the characters that we know from the other Thor movies coming back. So I'm happy they have a lot of new character development. So I'm happy to see them back. So next thing you know, we're in the Sword headquarters, right where it's camped out outside the barrier. And she walks in saying, okay, what's going on? Like, did you guys get any information from those drones you're sending in there? And he's like, that's classified. And she's like, okay, that means they're probably not coming back, and you guys have nothing. And she's like, do you know why that barrier's there? Like, did you guys get any information? And he pretty much knew nothing. So she set up her gear and says there's a lot of cosmic radiation coming from this barrier. And he's like, what does that mean? And she's like, it's not good. I mean, that means that, it could extend and it could get bigger, or just things can get worse. So there's a frequency, and she tried, she put up, this machine that has, a little screen, and tried, blending it into the frequency, getting it on the right note so she could see what was trying to broadcast. But it wouldn't work. And she's like, I need a whole bunch of older TVs, not flat screens. And then we find out what we've been watching from the beginning, how we see someone watching Wanda in, the 60s, television style. That was Darcy watching the broadcast of Wanda. I guess now we know it's Wanda, setting up all this, all the different stages of television. And we see that she's doing that, so we're watching Darcy watch that, because we were wondering who was watching the screens, why some stuff was happening, and we get more of an insight, and we get a montage of them trying to figure out every person that's playing somebody. They find out their real names of the characters they're playing in the show. So they find out who they are in the real world outside of the barrier, and who they're playing in the show. So I love how they're finding out who they are, and they're finding out the backstories of the people to find out how they came, how they're in this and what's going on. And there's a moment where we see that one beekeeper guy in that suit go in the tunnel from the outside of the barrier, and he ends up wanting to go in and find out what's going on the inside of the barrier. But his thing gets cut off when he goes through inside the barrier, and then they wheel it back in, and they realize that guy, either something happened to him, or we don't know, because when we saw the guy pop out of the sewer grate, we're like, oh, who the heck is that? Who the heck is that? And have the sword logo on the back of his thing. I don't think that was a beekeeper suit originally. I think it only turned into that maybe because he came into that world of that time. So hazmat suits and all that, I guess, didn't exist in that time yet. But because it was just a normal hazmat suit of from radiation and all that stuff. So that's why I feel like that's why it happened to look like a beekeeper suit, and that's why there was bees that popped up when he popped up in the barrier of the sewer grate. And I'm wondering, where did she take that guy? Did she kill him? Because he didn't go back outside the barrier, so it makes me wonder what happened to the guy. And there's just a lot of things we're finding out now. Why did the plane go in color? There's so many answers here. Is it because, those are things Wanda's not controlling in her mind to make it the right color of the right time until she wants it to change? And is that because when we there's a moment where she's talking to that girl in that meeting, in the neighborhood meeting, and the radio, how we hear Jimmy Woo's voice, we see Darcy watching that scene while Jimmy's trying to talk to Wanda, and it cuts out, it corrects itself. So somebody is correcting it, which we end up finding out again. It's Wanda correcting everything, making it so it's to her likings. So I kind of knew that she was the one doing this, because again, they're really trying to take notes from the House of M storyline. They're really trying to take notes from that, but not take too much, and we're seeing a lot of that come to light. And just so far, this episode was the best episode by far. And then we end up getting to the point where, and we end up getting to the episode, which was the last episode, where we see Monica say the name Ultron, and Jimmy and Darcy are like, have we ever had a moment where someone said a real world situation inside inside the dome? And she's like, no, we haven't. And then it just corrects itself when she's before, right when she says, how'd you know that? Who are you? It just corrects itself. So then we get a moment where like she fixes it, so I guess it like she wants to fix and see why it like missed the rest of it, like why it self-corrected itself. So she tries replaying it and seeing where's the rest of the footage, and it's just not showing up. So then they hear I guess the ringing of the barrier, because we know what happens to Monica where she goes. She ends up going outside the dome, so we hear the ringing. They all rush outside, and they paused on Wanda's face where it looks like she's just angry, saying, "Who are you?" And it goes in, and it's boxed at first, and then it widens out, and we see more of the conversation where she explains to Monica, you're not my neighbor, you're not my friend, and she says you need to leave, and then she uses her witch-like powers, Wanda, of course, and sends her out, but she breaks through the wall, and then goes down the field, and then goes out the barrier. I was like, oh my god, that just happened. And she fixed it up so Vision wouldn't know anything happened. But right when she turns to Vision, when he comes back in the door, it's dead Vision. I'm talking pale, stone not on his head, dead. She was distracted. She wasn't focused. And then there was a moment where it self-corrected itself, but that was disturbing. She is disturbed, distraught. She's lost so much, and we see that. All that built up after Endgame. Her losing Vision. Her losing her brother from before. Just her having pretty much 5 years taken from her, it being in that stone, or being wherever she was. I mean, she is pissed. Like, her life got ruined from one person, and well, actually two people. Ultron and Thanos took 2 things away from her brother and Vision. She is so pissed. You just see how much she's lost. She's so sad, and I'm hoping by the end of this, I mean, it won't get resolved as we know, because this is going to lead into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So I'm thinking by either the end of this season, we're going to see Doctor Strange pop up, maybe try fighting her. Or I'm thinking maybe we might not see any of them fighting maybe until the next movie. I don't know, but I feel like we're going to have a moment where maybe he fights her, and he's not going to want to, but he will. Because he is, as we know, the protector of our reality, Doctor Strange, and I feel like he's definitely going to know something is up. I don't know if Jimmy Woo and them are going to call them a specialist in, which will be Doctor Strange, or he'll just know something is wrong because he'll feel it. And he looks for phenomenons like this happening that affects our reality. So I'm excited to know what you guys think down in the comments of what do you think about this episode. Do you think Doctor Strange is going to end up fighting her at some point in the season, or do you think they're going to hold that for the movie? I have a feeling Doctor Strange is going to want to, doesn't want to fight her, but he might have to, because she's going to be very hard to take down, because she's not going to want to make this stop. She likes this reality where Vision's alive. She likes her feeling like she has kids, and her feeling like she's married and having a great life. So it's going to be a battle for him trying to take her down, because I feel like she's just not going to stop this. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the series. I'm excited to see what you guys say in the comments. But again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to my channel, put on those notifications. Leave a thumbs up on this video that shows you guys love my content, and shows that you guys like my opinion. So, and I would love for you guys to join the community. I want to build this community on positivity and us following our dreams. So let's do this. I'm following my dreams, so I really want to build this community. So please subscribe, and please leave a thumbs up on this video. But I'm going to end this here. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.